we're starting to figure out what the roadmap for a Bungie-controlled Destiny looks like.
You know, it was that quote right there during the ViDoc that got me super excited for the future of Destiny in the hands of just Bungie. Hey everybody, Brentley here, and I'm going to very quickly go over some of the juicy bits of the ViDoc that was recently released by Bungie talking about Season of the Drifter. We've got new PvE activities, new armor and weapons, a new exotic quest, storyline expansion quest, new pinnacle weapons, and a quick way for you to reach level 640 if you've kind of been slacking on playing Destiny 2 Forsaken lately. So, let's get into it. With Season of the Drifter, we're going to get a new game mode within Gambit called Gambit Prime. Now what Gambit Prime is, it's a single round match. The first team to bank 100 motes summons their primeval. At that point, there's going to be new mechanics involved to take down the primeval. So think something along the lines of public events or certain aspects of the raid where you got to work together as a team. Now within Gambit Prime, there's going to be new roles that lead to new armor sets. So the first role is the Reaper. This person's going to kill the most ads. The Collector, they bank the most motes. The Sentry, they're going to be the one that protects the bank from defending by defeating the blockers that pop up from the other team. And then of course there's the Invader, which that pretty much stays the same as the regular Gambit matches, where you're going to go in and try to take out the enemy team and slow them down. Now in order to get these new armor sets that go along with these new roles, after the Gambit match is done, you're going to go to the Reckoning, and let's talk about that for a minute. So during your Gambit Prime match, certain things drop called scents, and these scents are going to lead you to what role you want to play within Gambit Prime to unlock the certain armor pieces. So use these scents to unlock the Gambit roles. The first week is Tier 1, and you're going to battle through hordes of enemies and bank motes like you would in a regular Gambit match. Now the Reckoning is going to consist of 3 tiers, so we'll get Tier 1 the first week, and followed by Tier 2 and Tier 3. So each tier completed will drop Gambit Prime specific role armor. Now armor pieces will have certain stats or perks that benefit the role that you are playing. So once a complete set is acquired and you have unlocked all the stats and the perks, you get to that pinnacle stat for that armor piece. That armor piece will then allow your set to glow either red, white, yellow, or green. So green for Reaper, white for Collector, yellow for Sentry, and red for the Invader. Now those armor pieces are adorned with the Drifter's snake emblem, so that's going to be a really cool effect. Now armor sets are only useful in Gambit Prime. You can mix and match armor pieces to take advantage of the given perks that are on the set. There will be a timer during the Reckoning. Now it's unclear if this is a countdown or if you need to do something to add more time back, or if you need to do something specific before time runs out. Bungie's been a little not so forthcoming with what the timer is, but we know there is going to be a timer in the Reckoning. We'll have to find out when next week when it drops. And then there's definitely a mechanic involved with the timer, so we don't know what that is yet. Now when we think about the roles you're going to play, let's look at how some of the new mechanics will impact the outcome of the match. So the Collector, you're responsible for banking the motes, and getting to 100 motes unlocks the primeval. So and blockers, since blockers are the other side, of course. So 2 or more blockers will start to drain the other team's motes. So that's very interesting. Now the Sentry's role will be to prevent more than one blocker from appearing and standing in the way of banking motes. The Reaper will be killing everything inside as many ads as possible, and of course the Invader's role is still all about taking out the other team and slowing their progress. So thinking about these roles, we can get an idea of what the armor perks and stats might be to help benefit you within that role. So with Gambit Prime, we're going to get 2 new maps: New Arcadia, which takes place on Mars, and Deep 6, which will take place on Titan. And just to go over a few of the weapons that they talked about in the ViDoc, we get a hand cannon named Spare Rations, a sniper called Soul Survivor, a grenade launcher called Doomsday, and then also in the video we can see that there's going to be a new AR, a shotgun, and a submachine gun to come with this. Now no worries if you've been playing Apex Legends or Anthem or Fortnite or whatever, because you just got kind of bored with Destiny 2 Forsaken you haven't actually hit that power level 650, no worries. There's going to be some new bounties from the Drifter and Gambit called Power Surge bounties, and the Drifter will have these new bounties to help you get to level 640 within just a few hours. So there'll be 4 bounties total, and they'll drop blue gear, and then of course you can infuse that if you need to or whatever, or just hang on to it, play with it until you get some legendaries. But the bounties are broken into different events between PvE and PvP. Now if we take a look at a couple of these bounties that we saw in the ViDoc, we got Inter System Tour, which is complete public events and destination bounties throughout the system, grants power 640 gear on completion. So you got public events completed 0 of 2, bounties completed 0 of 3. You can see your rewards are going to be a pulse rifle at power 640 and a shotgun at power 640. And the other bounty that we got to look at was called Fire Team Up. Is defeat enemies while in any strike, and complete strikes, grants power 640 gear. So enemies defeated 050, and then it says strike completed, so just 1 strike. And from that you get rewards of a rocket launcher power 640 and a chest armor at power 640. So also during the season of the Drifter, we're going to get 3 new pinnacle weapons to chase after, one from the Vanguard, the Crucible, and from Gambit. So the first one here from the Vanguard, Oxygen SR3, it's a precision scout rifle, it's solar. And its perk is Dragonfly deals more damage based on the number of precision hits made beforehand. Now the Crucible pinnacle weapon is called the Recluse. It's a lightweight submachine gun, it's void, and it has what's called Master of Arms. Kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. Now the last pinnacle weapon is from the Gambit, and it's called the 21% Delirium. It's a rapid fire machine gun, it is arc, and this thing sounds really nasty. And it comes with a perk called Killing Tally. Kills increase this weapon's damage until it is stowed or reloaded. Check out the footage behind here. And even Iron Banner is going to get some changes. So players will be able to apply buffs or nerfs in an effort to obtain new seals. For example, they said one thing was called Iron Burden. So for those players willing to apply a negative 100 power nerf to themselves, they can get this seal. We don't know what the activity is or what you have to do, but Iron Banner's got these new changes coming, so that should be very interesting to see. And of course, we've got the Thorn exotic quest coming. No details on that in the ViDoc. We just got some footage of it, and it looks amazing. So if you got to play it in D1, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never played with this gun before, you're going to absolutely love it when you get it. The last thing I want to talk about is called the Allegiance Quest. Now there wasn't a whole lot of detail behind this, but all we know is it's going to be a choice between sides of the Vanguard or the Drifter. So you get an invitation from the 9, which you get from Goseen Zur on the weekend. It seems to be a 9-week long event or story line, I guess you could say. And there's going to be weekly progression. So you get to pick a side, either the side of the Vanguard or the side of the Drifter. It's 1 side per character. So if you've got 2 characters, you can pick a Vanguard with one and the Drifter with the other. If you're only rocking 1 character, which I really hope you're not, but if you are, you only get to pick 1 side and see that story play out over the full 9 weeks of Season 6 of Season of the Drifter. So very quickly, going over the calendar for Season of the Drifter, March 5th is when Gambit Prime and Reckoning Tier 1 launch. The Gambit Prime new Arcadia map. Private matches are available in Gambit. We get March 8th, Reckoning Tier 2. March 12th, Gambit Prime Deep 6, the second new map. March 12th, the Thorn quest begins, which is part of the Allegiance quest, where you have to pick sides. March 15th, Invitations of the 9 and Reckoning Tier 3. March 19th, Gambit Prime Legion's Folly. March 26th, Gambit Prime Emerald Coast. April 2nd, Gambit Prime, all maps available, private matches, Gambit Prime, New Arcadia, and Deep 6. April 9th, Arc Week. No details on that yet, and it's free to all players. And then April 16th through May 6th is a new event called the Revelry. We don't know what that is yet. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. Now, if you're wondering what content is available free for the season updates and what's part of the annual pass content, I'm going to put this calendar up here for you guys to see. So Gambit, private matches and new maps, exotic quests, the Revelry, power increase, new triumphs and lore books, Arc Week, new vanity rewards, new rank rewards, and Iron Banner are all part of the free seasonal updates. Annual pass content will consist of Gambit Prime, Invitations of the 9, an exclusive exotic quest, it seems like, Gambit Prime weapons and gear, new triumphs and lore books, Allegiance quest, the Reckoning, and then Gambit Prime private matches with the new maps. Alright, so that's going to do it for my details on the juicy bits from the ViDoc on Season of the Drifter. It sounds like an independent Bungie. It's a very good Bungie. I cannot wait to get into the new season. Very, very excited for Gambit Prime, the Reckoning, the new armor, chasing after these pinnacle weapons, and of course Thorn. I cannot wait to get that back in my hands and go into PvP with it. So that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, and as always, to subscribe is greatly appreciated. Until then, I'll talk to you next time.